This new boa is crazy strong. It has the best of blue and yellow card manipulation, drawing, triggers, gaining life. It has everything. Let's talk about it. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Mabi here, and today I'm going to be giving you my personal deck profile for this blue and Yellow Boa Hancock leader that comes out in OP14. Now, if you are a longtime viewer of the channel, you can see here we're not actually doing the IRL just card look at, which we have every single card. I printed out the deck right here, but we usually play for proxies. However, for deck profiles, it might be easier to just give you the overview here so we can pause and look and see the overview. So let me know down in the comments, do you prefer me doing the old school looking at the cards up front, which I'll cut some footage so you can see, or do you like it like this where we could talk about everything and then go through all of it that way? All right, so let me know down in the comments. Thank you very much. Now, what's the whole game plan of this deck? Well, you're going to be relying on pretty much a lot of your quality cards. There's a lot of new cards in OP14 that you definitely want to put in here. However, this whole archetype, the Amazon Kuja, has been building up, and now they can all come together and make a really fun deck. So let's go ahead and talk about everything in this video breakdown. If you guys just want to see more deck profiles, pause the video, head on over to the website, Mabi TCG.com. There you can get this deck and many others in image and text format. Let's start with the overall deck build. So as I mentioned, there's 40 Amazons here and 40 Amazon and Kuja, and then 10 others, which is going to be like lots of good staple cards. Let's go over the specifics. There are 17 character breaks. That's kind of a lot. But as you can see here, we have some of the zero cost cards to throw some stuff away. And I wrote down here, we have 8 different cards in here that let you draw and sift some stuff out. So even if you end up with some of your bricks, you'll be able to get rid of that stuff. Not a problem. You have 25 summon on your opponent turn cards. What the hell does that mean? Well, if you look at this boa, which came out in STO3, the trigger here is you get to play the card on trigger. Same thing with this Shakuyaku. If your leader is Kuja Pirates, play this card. There are 25 cards that are triggers that let you summon on the opponent's turn. That's insanely important. Not only are you able to summon things that maybe, that can maybe just put more power on the board, but it's also your leader ability. When you play a card, when you play a card on your opponent's turn, you get to draw a card, which is amazingly strong. 33 triggers in general. So you have the ones that summon on your opponent's turn, but then you also have stuff like this where you can go ahead and use the trigger here to heal. You can go ahead and, bottom deck somebody. And then we have this new one here, Silva's Rayleigh, which gets to KO a card. Yellow KOing cards is really good off a trigger. And we have 11 blockers, which is really good for the deck. So let's talk about every single card starting from the leader, going all the way down. And remember, this is just my own personal take. I'm actually recording this video before any OP14 decks have been released. It's November 15th, and basically no tournament stuff. This is just my own personal take. We will come back later and redo it. Maybe when this deck is coming out in English, we can have a much better sense of what we want to make. But this is my own personal draft. Take what you want and make your own stuff, removing things, and let me know down below if did I miss anything? Did you want me to put anything else in the deck? All right, so the leader. Boa Hancock, OP14, 5,000, special for life, blue and yellow. Kuja Pirates, this is 7 Warlords of the Sea. However, there is no, I don't think there's a 7 Warlords. Yeah, okay. There's one card in the deck that actually matters if your leader is 7 Warlords of the Sea, which is going to be this 9-cost boa, which is kind of crazy because that means you have any other yellow Warlords, you can potentially use this as well. But anyway, the leader here, I already talked about the first ability. When you play a character, draw a card. It's really important to note that, once again, we have 25 summons on your opponent's trigger, on your opponent's attack when they trigger. And this is not a once per turn. Maybe they will take 2 hits per turn. You can get double summon, you get to draw a card. So you get to put a unit on the board and you get to draw a card. It's a freaking win-win scenario. The other ability is with 1 Dawn attach once per turn. When any of your Amazon Lily or Kuja Pirates in this deck, there's 40 of them, remember? But however, they have to have a 5,000 base power or more, they're KO'd. Then your opponent adds 1 card from the top of their life to their hand, so it doesn't get trashed, it goes to their hand, but you're still taking out life from them. So for example, the earliest card that you can throw out is going to be this one right here, 5,000 power, and then you have a 6,000 power with blocker, etc. So if any one of these 5,000 plus power gets attacked, destroyed, and you have a Dawn on, you'll be able to remove it. Really good. So we can already see how annoyingly powerful this leader can be. All right, let's move on to our first card here. This is going to be Glorioso, Elder Neon from OP07 101. It has on play. Look at the top 5 for your Amazon or Kuja. Once again, the whole deck is all of that except for the Glorioso. Then add it to your hand and place the deck on the bottom I think in this, it's super important to really go quick and fast with this. So I would really highly try to search for this boa very fast. This boa or this marigold. This one allows you to play really early. It's annoying as hell. This one allows you to play out more boas. And if you have all of that, you know, go for these because this is your win condition at the very end. So grab these ones. Let's talk about the boa, which I talked about. Some OP13, so last set, right? 350, so one of your bricks. On KO, if your leader is boa or multicolored, you get to draw 2 cards. Really good. It has Kuja, so it can be searched by Gloriosa. It has that 5,000 base, so if your opponent attacks into it, then boom, you can go ahead and draw 2 cards from this, and your opponent takes life. So it's one of those cards where it's like, God dang it, I don't want to attack it, but if I do, I'm giving my opponent so much more advantage. I'm wasting a card, I'm not attacking them, etc. It's a really amazing card to get right away. The next one we're really talking about is Boa from STO3. I can't wait. This one's going to rotate out soon. That's too bad. Anyway, 3/1/1 blocker. And the trigger is play this card. Most importantly, it's the triggering, playing it on your opponent's turn. That's what makes it really strong and powerful. If you have to play it on turn 2 when you have 3 or 4 down, so be it, whatever. But it's just a really good card. It's searchable, blocker, and can be played for your leader ability. Now, of course, you gotta have a pudding. I'm running 1 here. Some people like to run 2. I just like to run 1. So not searchable, but it has a really amazing ability that you should run always 1 anyway. So 4/4/1 on play, your opponent returns all cards back to their hand, then shuffles it and they draw 5. Really good, even if they have 5 already. If you know they've been, you know, trying to search up for the late game, you know what they have. If they've been building up a lot of 2Ks, get rid of it. But best case scenario, 7+ cards in their hand, activate it. I usually see myself playing this on turn 2 when everyone's still taking hits because it's very early. Maybe at 5, 4 life. They take hits, they go up to 7, they go up to 8. You drop this, super annoying, right? All right, now we have Boa from ST17, 4/6 brick. This is blocker for 6, not bad. Then on play, look at the top 3, rearrange them on top or bottom. Once again, it's like a semi-searcher. It allows you to put stuff on top so you know what's coming up. And then after that, you give one of your leaders 7 warlords, which is your leader, 1 Dawn. It's really good because remember, you actually need a Dawn attached to your leader. And there's not a lot of cards in the deck that will actually give your leader a Dawn, so be very wary. For example, if you are going second and you have 4 Dawn and you throw something, if you like go to, if you throw something like this or whatever, your opponent might just destroy it by attacking into it or getting rid of it. If you don't have a Dawn on your leader, you won't be able to use that ability. So just keep that in mind if you are playing on curve with that. Luckily with this, it'll you can put a Dawn earlier, so it's really good. Now, this is one of my like fun standout cards. I think this is really good for the deck. This is Boa Marigold from OP13, 5/4/1 with an 8 blocker for 4, very weak. However, the on play, if your leader is Boa, which means can't play with any other leader, only Boas, play up to 1 Boa, 6 or less from your hand. Now, we're going to be playing this Boa here. I think this one is much more better. There are other Boas that you can actually grab. Which is going to be these ones here. So you can grab the other 6 one is going to be this one that come out in EBO3. However, I don't want too many bricks. I think this one's good. Like this one summons Boas, 6 or less, right? I think these 4, these 3, and these 4, and these 2, they're good enough. If you want, I recommend adding this. This is all up to you. It's all flavor. But yeah, I just feel like this one's good. I don't really like the second ability of here, even though it does let you put a Dawn onto your leader, which is to give your leader 1 Dawn and you know another character. That's someone just stops stuff and is super annoying. Okay, speaking of the other Boa, so yeah, this is good. Just throw on the field and 2 blockers is just really good. Unfortunately, when this one gets KO'd, it does not let you use the leader ability to draw, but that's fine. Or sorry, to hurt the opponent. Next is going to be the 6 cost one, which we just talked about. This is from OP7, 680, another brick. On play, any one of your opponent's characters other than Luffy's cannot attack. This is good. If your opponent drops a 10 drop Shanks, for example, you can play this and Shanks can't attack. You know, that sort of thing. And then you place 1 character on the bottom of its owner's deck, one cost. So if they have something little tiny like this, might as well do it. If they have a blocker or a searcher, that is the best sorts of things to do. However, this ability worked a lot more better with Boa from the earlier set, which was this one. When a character leaves play on your turn, which could be one of yours, you can go ahead and draw a card. So this primarily worked with this leader, with the earlier leader, but it still works with this one. Just for the first ability, I think it's just really good in general. Okay, next off we have Marguerite. I'm only running 2 of these from OP14, 3/5 and a brick. On play, top 5, Amazon or Kuja, and it's your hand, the place to the bottom. It's a searching card. However, the rest of the sentence says here that you have to trash another card. So is another card where, yeah, you don't get to keep a card. However, it's another very early game card, which kind of acts like a Boa Hancock. So if your opponent attacks into it, you have a Dawn, they get to hurt themselves. This is also good too because you can go ahead and trash lots of bricks. You know, the extra cards that you don't need, just get rid of it. The trigger is amazing too. It's another summon on your opponent's turn if they trigger it. Great. And Kikunojo, you don't have to run these. I run them because I just really like this card. I mean, it was really hard for me not to run them at 4. I really like them a lot. So from OP06, 4/6 brick on KO. If your opponent has 3 or less, they have to heal, which is nice. So pretty much it's another one of those cards where your opponent, what do I do? Do I KO it? Do I at the bottom deck and I have to remove it? Otherwise, you are continuously being hit. You're going to continuously keep hitting them for 6, 6, 6, maybe even more, right? And your opponent just has to deal with it or take or attack it, and you can probably heal off of it. And the trigger works perfectly with this deck, which is if your opponent's 3 or less, play this card. So good. So remember, the leader ability says when you play a card, draw. It doesn't matter if it's Amazon, if it's Kuja, any card you play in the opponent's turn, you draw. So if you want, you can even maximize, get rid of like a lot of chump stuff without triggers, then add more if you want to be that crazy, right? All right, next off, it's going to be Satori, OP05, 5/5/2, no abilities. However, trigger, trash a card, play this. Not terrible at all. It's a card which you can play on trigger. You have to trash a card, which kind of lets you removes more bricks, but then you still get to draw a card with this. So it's good for a 2K for its ability. Can't be searched, but once again, the ability is great. All right, time for Rindo. I'm not sure if you want to add these. It's really up to you. OP14, 5/5/1. On your opponent's turn, when this card is KO'd, you get to heal 1 and then take a damage. This is the first card in the deck that has this very specific ability. You get to specifically take a damage ASAP when this thing dies. So I'm doing a lot of testing out with this, see how it works. Your opponent usually ignores it because it's really annoying. But like I said, there's like 25 summons on your opponent turn triggers. If you activate this, they get KO'd, you heal, and then you boom, take the hit. It's either going to go to your hand or you get to activate the trigger, which can be a lot of crazy stuff. And the trigger, of course, is you can play this card, you know, from your opponent's turn. So this might be a sleeper card. You might run 4. It really depends. But I'm doing a lot of testing, and you know, we're seeing it every once in a while. It's just after the curve, it's really not that good of a card to play. It's too slow. It doesn't do anything. But if you're able to play it from a trigger or on curve, it's not bad. Next is going to be these Gorgon Sisters. This is from OP14, 4 2Ks right here. 6/5/2, activate main once per turn. Reveal 3 Amazon or Kuja pirates from your hand. You're running a ton, 40, right? Then give your leader and all of your characters 1 Rested Dawn cards each. That's insane, right? So basically, reveal 3. Your leader gets 1 for the leader ability, can attack 6,000, and then every other card gets +1. So good. It's an amazing card. The trigger is play on your opponent's turn. Damn, this is such a great 2K as well. Okay, time for the last of your 2Ks. This is Shakuyaku from OP14. 6/5/2 on play. If your opponent has 3 or less life cards, draw 2 and trash 2. The trigger isn't, the on play isn't that amazing. You're usually never going to play this regularly. The trigger is, if it's your opponent's turn, you can go ahead and play this. So that's good on play if you get it from a trigger. You get the usual leader's ability and sift through a lot of stuff. Otherwise, you don't really want to play this. But remember, we have the Gorgon Sisters. So we have a lot of 5,000 base power stuff. But if you get the Gorgon Sisters, you can really get some more Dawn and just get more value, right? Okay, time for a cool card. This is a Silver's Rayleigh, came out in OP14. 6/6/1 on play. If your leader is multicolored, which it is, and your opponent has 3 or less life cards, by the time you play the Silvers, most likely it will be 3 or less. Then you get to KO a character with base power 7,000. More removal for your opponent. That's rough, dude. So this is an amazingly good card. It's not searchable, but the trigger is activate the card's main ability. So this is a just nice card, just KO things, man. It's just really good. Okay, time for your big boa from OP14, 9/10/0. On play for leader is 7 warlords. So once again, you can play this with any other yellow 7 warlords if it fits in the archetype there. You get to heal 1 from the top of your deck, then your opponent takes 1. It's not a damage, they just take it and put it to their hand. It's kind of a tiny big mom. However, it has a trigger as well. So the trigger, play up to 1 6,000 or less character with trigger from your hand, is another really good card to play with Silver's Rayleigh. This is non-archetype lock, the trigger. You can play the Silver's Rayleigh from your hand. You can play these. You can play any one of these cards except this. So anything with the trigger, prior to this, you can play. Literally every card without a trigger. With a trigger, you can play. So freaking good. Man, that's a great card. Okay, time for the last couple of cards. We have one Perfume Femur from OP7. This costs 2. Up to one of your 7 Warlords leaders or characters gains 2,000 power. Your opponent cannot activate blocker. Insanely good. When I use it in a Boa deck, it usually goes on this Boa or this Boa, but now you have this Boa. So let's say your opponent's, final turn, 10 Dawn. Your opponent has like 5 blockers up. Use this, and then boom, gets 2,000. And then you get freaking 20,000 damage plus on this. It's insane, dude. It's insane to go for a game. So pretty much that's what it's there for. Trigger draw card. We're only running one because you have a decent amount of drift sifting. You can search for it if you want, whatever. Okay, so some removal. Thank God it's blue, right? So you can run Gum Red Rock, Gravity Blade Raging Tiger, a mix of both, more. It's up to you. I just ran one Red Rock here because I just want more cards that allow me to use my game plan. So this is OP4 6 Dawn main bottom deck any character as long as you're able to. Really amazingly good. Nothing to say there. The trigger is 4 or less. Bottom deck of 4 or less. All right, 2 of these. You're the one who should disappear from OP6. This one costs 0. Counter, trash 1 card, give a leader or character 3,000 power for the battle. Amazing trigger if it ever goes off. If you have 0 life, put the top card of your deck onto your life pile, then you get to trash 1 card from your hand. So that's just really good. Lets you heal, lets you use potentially more of your triggers, which is 33 total triggers. It's amazing. And of course, there are 17 character bricks in here, so the more you have, the better. So this is just a really good card. And for the final card, I'm running 1, but it's been so successful in duels, maybe I'm going to run 2 or 3. Okay, this is You'll Frighten Me from OP14. This one costs 1, and this is a counter card. If you have 2 or less life cards, which by the time you use this, you better, up to one of your opponent's active characters cannot attack during this turn. This is basically a trigger form of beige. Yellow beige. So it's basically everyone's favorite 2K yellow basic beige, but in the form of an event. So you could choose when to activate it. Your opponent might think you're going to be running something that gives you power, but boom, they have 2 10,000 characters on the board. You can go and stop them with this. It's a really good card. And the trigger works perfectly for the deck. Play 1 character with 6,000 power or less and a trigger from your hand. This is such a good yellow card that if you have a bunch of triggers in your deck, this can be run generally as well, alongside maybe Capone Gang Beige. So it's just really good. It's not archetypal locked or anything like that. It's insanely good. So that is the deck, guys. It's all about Boa Hancock using, just like I said, the quality, triggers, removal, the summons, Kuja. I'm just very happy that we got a really good set that finally gave us what we needed to make Kuja Pirates actually decent, right? So I'll let you guys know we've done a ton of duels already using the IRL cards. There's going to be a link in the description for the duels playlist, so you can watch me play with this and every other deck. We are actually going to be covering every single OP14 leader and more. You can see already here we have the Jinbei, the the Jinbei, the Dofi, the Gecko, the Law here. The other ones are in a deck that I have over there. So thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think about the new format here. Are you okay with using a simulator as a view here, or would you rather me continue going back to the old school way? And I'll go ahead and cut in some footage to let you guys know. So I would appreciate your feedback, because I want to stick with one style and I just want to know this or back to the old way. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know what leader you want next. We're going to be covering all of them and more, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Like and subscribe.